this.
Wow, that's very loud.
Is it?
We got spiffy music. We're back. We are back. I think I'm obligated now to say welcome back, family, at the beginning of every one of these. So welcome back, family. And it hits a little different this time because the welcome back family is actually family. Everybody knows Kit Kat joined the pod probably, a year or two ago? And if you follow our YouTube channel, you know that Kat and I went across to Costa Rica and we hung out there for a while and we ended up in Northwest Pennsylvania. But if you look at the titles beneath our lovely faces, Kat has a new one. And she's wearing a shirt that also says the same thing. Kat and I got married. And when we got married, to my great shame and eternal disappointment, I gained a new sister. And oh my God, she's here with us today. Oh my God, she's here with us today. I didn't want her. I actively fought this. But I like her husband so much
the entire time.
I'm stuck. I am stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we always do, please introduce yourself and tell everybody how you came to ruin my life.
Oh, with such enthusiasm! I really appreciate that warm, so warm introduction, and I hope all of you listeners realize this is how he was the entire time. So don't let his podcast presence fool you. That's how he is. My name is JL Mendez. I am the owner and founder of an award-winning day of coordination service.
Did you have to put the award-winning on it? Did you have to?
Yes, I did.
Okay, first, get this out of the way, people. Thank you, JL. You really made it an amazing day for us. And that's the only reason I'm forgiving you coming on this pod wearing that horrible shirt.
Tell the listeners what shirt it is so we can come after you in tenfold.
So, Miss KP, how are you? You see how I dodged that one? And go get me canceled.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Please excuse the sarcasm. I can't control this person's sarcasm. I'm just so happy to see you again. We're happy to see you again. Happy to have you back. I talk with my hands a lot, so it's going to be all of this, da-da-da. And yeah, I mean, so many things to learn about you today, share with our audience as well, and just talk about, we just want to know a little bit about how you got into what you got into and what made you decide to get into coordinating and the wedding industry. And I have a couple of hot takes, but let's see where we go. Today I have some hot takes on weddings in general, but they might be a little too spicy for YouTube and maybe better for my TikTok. But in any capacity, I just want to reiterate KP's welcome to you and know that we're so happy that you took some time today to chat with us and talk and tell people a little bit about the wedding industry and your involvement in it and maybe what brought you to coordinating. So maybe we'll start there. How did you decide that coordinating you wanted to get into?
Okay, yes, absolutely. And just let me know if you guys can't hear me.
I wish I couldn't hear you.
I feel like I'm watching the video and just making sure that's not, an echo or anything like that. So I got my master's in Florence, Italy in European policy studies. So I, graduated from undergrad and went and got my master's, spent a year abroad and was like, oh yeah, I'm coming back. I'm obviously going to be somewhere on the Hill. I had all of these high ambitions to work in peace and conflict resolution. And so I was looking at a second master's at American University. I ended up getting a job at a seminary doing Title IX and disability compliance, which led me to General Dynamics, where I met the former co-founder of our company. She and I were having lunch one day working on a marketing deck for our Army senior official. We worked in foreign military sales, and I was the protocol officer, and she was in marketing. So I dealt with all of the government visits while she was supposed to be talking about the outward facing role of our organization to the world, because not a lot of people are familiar with foreign military sales. So in that, she gave me a compliment. Was like, "You are so organized. I think in like your past life, you would have been a wedding planner." And I was like, probably, because I have a million friends and they all tell me that I'm going to be the woman from the movie 27 Dresses, because I've been in so many weddings, have all those dresses. And I was like, no, that's actually not going to be me. I'm just going to plan everybody's wedding. And she was like, why don't you come work for me? And so she actually, her name's Jasmine Smith, she actually got me into the wedding industry by starting off with her event company, Smith & Co. I did a couple of weddings under her umbrella, and then one day she approached me and was like, I don't want to do this for myself anymore. We started the Coordinator Collective, realized that she was more interested in events and I wanted to focus on weddings, decided to part, and then we just kept blowing up from there. So it was really circumstantial to meet such an important woman and mentor in my life, say something about me, and then me take it and run with it. So that's how I got here.
So you smart.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Like you, like extra smart.
Yeah.
I mean, hang out with smart people. So, you only hang out with smart people. We only have really smart people with lots of
doctor. Exactly.
So, like,
Exactly.
So,
and to be clear, I do still work for the government.
I have questions too, and my questions may not be as formal. I'll say formal. Now having gone through a wedding and now having like experienced it, and I had the experience of the men in my life not fully explaining the whole process and how, let's just say how aggravating it can be. And we attempted to do this without a wedding coordinator. We attempted to get through the process, and we found in that process that we needed someone to come through and just, some days it was, yo, you not tripping, they crazy. And other days it was like, yo, y'all tripping, y'all are making this harder on yourself. What's the hardest thing about being a day of coordinator? See, you thought I was going to ask something real ignorant, didn't you?
I think I did. I was like, that's it? That's the question? Oh, okay.
Ignorance is later.
Like you, so many, listen, I'm ready for it though. So many clients like you think like, oh, I've planned events before. I've planned a family reunion. I used to do this in college. I can do X, Y, Z. They have that same mentality going into planning their wedding, but they don't realize that all of those events, it wasn't their money. You know, so when you're thinking about, oh, I'm actively spending this money, or I am managing the money that was given to me by so-and-so, or I am working to pay off my wedding, it gives you a different sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Involvement. Where you're like, I'm not going to just let this be a happenstance or circumstantial. And so I think, especially our generation, we realize that there are a lot more important things than weddings, but I also don't want to spend all this money, all this labor to do things myself, and then the day be a complete flop. Or, I've never planned a wedding before, so I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many moving parts to, and I guess I should have maybe put out a little bit of a caveat here. I have a past in the wedding industry, which is unrelated but related. I do nothing related to weddings anymore, but in a former life, I did wedding makeup for a long time, over a decade. So I was a bridal artist forever. But I'm curious if we could dial back to like when you decided to take this leap. Can you tell us like a little bit about that journey in more specific detail of like what drew you to it besides your natural inclination to planning and to being organized? Like what did you find that made you connect and want to stay doing this work, and how long has it been?
Yeah, I think honestly, being a former bride myself and connecting and planning my own wedding and realizing there were so many things that I didn't know was super helpful. The reason that I continue to do it and that I became so passionate about it is that there were so many of there were so many clients planning for their own weddings. There were so many people in the city looking for like a side hustle job that I realized like, are we all living in a city where we can't afford the living wage? And so realizing that I became the economical option for future clients, potential clients, past clients, and then I was also helping to put a little side cash in my team's pockets. I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Like, we're not gouging potential clients, current clients. We are literally doing the work and coaching you through how to have a successful wedding day through templated processes, through our own experience, through, you know, our best strategies that we've seen because we've done it before. So it's truly not the money. It's because we enjoy the wedding experience. We know what's going to happen throughout that process, and we don't want you to struggle.
So yeah, bump all that.
I would agree that struggle part
what
is like
the thing that you have to warn everybody about?
I forgot he was here.
I'm just saying, look, I will just say, I have
like so many questions
in my head. And the researcher inside of me, like the researcher is like, okay, I want to like conduct a qualitative interview right now. Like that's what I want to happen. But yes, KP is still here. KP is here. I can talk about weddings all day as a person that loves weddings, but loves other people's weddings. I like other people's weddings because then I don't have to put my time into it. But anyway, what I want to know is what is really exciting for you about your job of wedding coordinating, and can you tell us a little bit about the difference from your expertise and what is the difference between planning and coordinating, because there is a distinction in what you do.
So in this, agreed. The industry at the height of COVID, y'all remember Clubhouse? So every person in the wedding industry got on Clubhouse, and we were having all these formal conversations about like, what are we doing to pivot with our current clients experiencing cancellations and reschedules. And then the conversation turned when we started doing, you know, more smaller elopements and mini monies, as I like to call them, that there are a lot of terminology that future clients don't understand. And one of them is day of coordination. And so I would be asked to be a speaker or a guest speaker on Clubhouse to explain what day of coordination is. And truly the definition of day of coordination being you hire your own vendors, we take over on the day of, versus a planner, whether full or partial, is going to have more of a hands-on approach where they are basically picking all of your vendors and giving you the option to choose from them based off of your budget and your desire for the feel, look, and vibe of your wedding day. And we'll give you our recommendations, but we're not going to be a part of the negotiation process for packages of that sort. So I truly believe that that is the end-all be-all difference between the three: partial, full, and day of coordination. Now, the wedding industry wanted us to change our terminology to wedding day management. And to be honest, it wasn't that I didn't want to go along with the curve. It's just that my clients don't have a problem understanding my services and what I offer. So I'm going to always call it day of coordination. I think I'm really clear and concise when I'm doing or conducting inquiry calls, when I'm speaking with new vendors, doing a venue tour about our do's and our don'ts. And so wedding day management is the description. It's not the title.
Oh, I didn't know if I was allowed to speak. I didn't know if I was allowed to talk into the void. I felt smacked down.
Oh my gosh.
But seriously, like, what do you, because I know that you and I had like conversations during the whole process, and I hate giving you credit, but you helped like I guess, frame things for me sometimes. Because as a groom, I felt very much like a lot of this process had nothing to do with me. Because I actually remember a conversation where you asked what the process looked like for me, like where I was. And it was actually a really great question, because that's when I realized that Mrs. KP and I were in completely different mental states as it related to the wedding. What do you tell grooms to keep them locked in a process that in a lot of ways, whether we all want to admit it or not, I'm more of a participant in things. I felt like maybe I was involved more than I've heard other friends who were getting married. I cared about the color scheme and things like that. But in general, most of us are sidekicks on the process. How do you keep the grooms involved?
To be honest, it depends on the couple. So, as the owner, I conduct all of the inquiry calls with our potential clients. And I think, as I mentioned before, I do have a team. So I have a team of 12 ladies and 1 gentleman. So depending upon that first initial inquiry call, most of the time it's just the bride, excuse me, and sometimes we'll have both partners on the phone call. So when I say bride, I mean partner A, who's going to be the more organized type A person. Or we'll have partner A and partner B on the line. And during that inquiry call, I'm able to pretty much really assess, okay, is this a joint effort? Is it single? Are you just taking instructions? But as we get throughout the planning process, specifically during the initial inquiry call, which everyone on my team conducts as a part of our services to kind of get the ball rolling on what your next steps are to be during the planning process, is I ask, what are some of your joys and concerns? And I'm very intentional, because I know that the person doing the planning is going to ask first. But in every situation, they always stop and look to their partner and say, what would you say? And it's so fascinating, because it's we want you to be included in this process. So I'm not going to respond first. So I wanted to ask you the question again to see what your expression or what your statement would be. And then I'll respond. And based off of that initial reaction, I know that I can kind of poke to be a little bit more curious. And I'm supporting partner A by saying, hey, remember to delegate. Remember to ask questions about, well, what do you care about? Because I want you to help me carry this mental load rather than just doing it yourself.
So I was the best groom you ever
I'm
did.
curious, for you, as you're taking inquiry calls, what are some of the determinants that you're able and comfortable to speak about of a client, a couple that makes it through and ends up being in the collective family forever, or a couple that you may pass on to someone else who say thanks but no thanks?
Yeah. I listen for red flags, honestly. I listen for, for example, with you all, I knew that it was not a desire for you to have a florist. And so I wanted to hear you say what your plan was for getting decor to the venue. Because one thing that a planner will do that a coordinator may not do, just based off of the differences between insurance tiers, is we're not going to pick up anything that's supposed to be set up for your wedding and deliver it to the venue, because it can be broken in transit. You can get in an accident. We don't have a way to replace those items. And you are trying to make sure that your wedding looks a certain way. And I am not the decor rental or the florist, so I don't pretend to be. So I think in my years of experience, I'm able to draw out those red flags or pull out some different things that clients may not have thought of, which is why it's important for me to do the inquiry call, because I've trained everyone on the staff. So my years of experience plus just doing a number of weddings kind of gives me that perspective. So decor drop off, DIY or not, is definitely one of the red flags. Not having a full service caterer is another. If you say that a restaurant is going to deliver your food and then there's no one to clean up, I'm going to send you on to someone else, because we are not doing that. You have to think about it. Who's serving the food? Who's setting up the tables? Who's replenishing water? Who's making sure the food is hot? That's not something that is responsibility of the day of coordinator. So I think those are two largest red flags that I have no problem saying, I don't think we're a good fit, but let me put you in touch with someone else who may be able to work with you all.
Was there something that when you started the business, you weren't like aware that you would have to pick up a skill? Like, I know that a lot of entrepreneurs are, especially creative entrepreneurs, are very good at the thing they're good at. You know, like if I'm an artist, I'm good at painting, or I'm good at taking photos, but I'm not good at collecting money or keeping to a timetable because I live in a creative space. What was there something that you had to pick up, like add to your bag?
That's a good question. I think for me, realizing that the company was going to be more than just an extra side hustle for me, that it encouraged me to invest in other small businesses to help me in the areas where I'm not strong. I tell all of my team members, I am not a design person, or like, I'm not good at like making things pretty. I'll tell you if something is pretty or not, but I'm not good executing that vision. I want my clients to give me things pre-assembled with a picture that this is how they want it to look like. So when I was thinking about our marketing, our social media, I had to outsource that. I had to get someone else who knew what they were doing, because not only did I have my full-time job, my family, and, you know, my clients as wedding clients, I just didn't have time to kind of devote that attention to where I knew it was important for the longevity of the business. So definitely all aspects of social media outsourced. Website design outsourced. Even when I needed extra help with just getting out all of the years of wedding industry etiquette, best tips and strategies out in a form that was digestible for our future clients, I needed help kind of culling that information and making sure that it made sense. Because not only are we guiding you through the process, but we're giving you our resources that you can read before we even work with you, so that you fully feel like we are partners in this, because you're doing the legwork. You're doing your part, and then I'm stepping in and telling you, all right, now think about this.
If a couple showed up tomorrow,
like, what
and asked you
is for you?
I'm sorry.
Wait, is that me or is that you?
I was going to say, if a couple showed up tomorrow and
someone's going to edit
and asked you like where to start,
I'm going to mute myself.
Who's the first vendor you tell them to hire?
The venue. Because if you don't have a venue, you don't have a wedding date.
I think we lost KP. Mrs. KP. This is still weird for me.
No, I think she just muted herself.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So, we've covered a lot of like logistical and how to get business started and all those things. What's the wildest thing you ever seen, like in this industry?
Oh.
Without like, you know, putting somebody out there on Front Street.
Yeah. Honestly, just the way people celebrate are probably pretty wild. You know, one couple brought in a piñata of a politician that they did not like. So just watching people, you know, beat the shit out of them, pretty fascinating. So it was like, all right, cool. And you know, it's your wedding day. I tell every client, like, wedding rules and traditions, they are all made up by dead people. So don't assume that there's a certain way that things have to go, or there are things that you can't do. I think as long as you communicate your wants and desires, we can help you figure out the best placement for things, or different ways to execute things, but if you want to bring a pinata, then you can. I think a lot of people forget that coming out of the pandemic, that this is also an opportunity for their friends and family and people that they haven't seen to come together after a really, really hard 2 years, and drink. And so there are a lot of emotions in family dynamics that we always see. And they can get a little wild, which is why we ask those questions. And, I tell my clients, like, I'm not security. So if you think that this is going to be a problem, I need to understand the plan in place to rectify the situation, to remove those individuals, or don't invite them. I think family dynamics is probably the wildest, but also the thing that surprises people most, because they expect everyone to come together for the celebratory moment, but it's only celebratory for you two. You haven't talked to each of your guests to really understand how they're feeling, but it's also not your job. People don't feel how they want to feel. Y'all go get married.
So if you see something about to go off the rails, is it your job to be like, maybe you don't want to sit the alcoholic next to the bar? Or do you just, like, let it go?
No, we actually, another reason we like working with full service caterers is that all of their bartenders are tip certified. So in that tip certification status, it is like also an ethics training, a part of it, where if they see someone is acting belligerent, unruly, wildly, or if someone complains, they have the right and full authority to cut that person off. More venues in DC, actually, especially because due to the pandemic, a lot of people are moving towards less traditional venues. So they're doing cocktail bars, they're doing halls of like food markets. They're actually requiring security. So the bartender will tell their catering supervisor, and the supervisor will come tell me. And then depending upon who the guest is, for example, if it's a person of the immediate family, then I'll be, obligated to tell the client, like, hey, this is what's happening.
Rough estimate, how many of these do you do?
I feel like our questioning is in a direction of ick, of general ick. So I'm gonna just keep it with one more icky question. What would you say is like your ick? What's the ick of the industry and like coordinating? What's the ick, as the young people say?
At the very end of the night, when everyone is drunk and you are instructing them to either vacate the property, do a send-off, and you put your hands on me, that is the ick. Yeah, so it can get a little interesting, which is why we always have these very, very thorough calls about who is supposed to do what.
So enough of that, man. We adopted you, and how many people adopt you?
Yeah.
A lot of people?
Everyone.
Yeah? Do they notice you're not good inside? Like here?
Girl.
Like here,
really?
It's bad? It's dark in there?
Do you see who's on my shirt?
Yeah.
Do you see who's on my
one
shirt?
One of the most I
am that girl.
Yeah, okay. Not to get in your...
to clarify, Mrs. Casey, I am also on a boat.
No. I'm
gonna be on a boat.
Not to get all in your business, but you're part of a unique pairing. Like, you have a partner in the industry. How did that come about?
What was the question?
I said you're part of a
partner in the industry. I ain't hear no question.
Yeah, you're part of a unique couple. Like, you guys are in the same industry. How did that come about?
Oh, my husband. Honestly, I think it was him moving to DC and realizing that the hustle and bustle of the 9 to 5 sometimes doesn't bring you a lot of passion or joy. And that sucks, you know? So when you think about what you're doing throughout the weeks, the weekends, etc., you really start to think about, well, what matters? Like, what am I actually having fun doing? And so he started taking pictures. It first started with our friends. He was doing some family photos, and then he started taking classes on Masterclass. He did this really cool, like, it's not a club, but it is a club. It's like this little meetup group in DC. It's called Street Meet DC, which was various photographers who were just moving to the area who wanted to build their portfolio. So you would have models who are looking to get some pictures taken, and photographers who are looking to improve upon their work meet up for a scheduled time frame, make connections, bust out different, you know, business cards, images, etc., you name it. And then you have me in the wedding industry, and I'm like, oh yeah, my husband takes photos and he's pretty good. So obviously that little check of verification, like on Twitter, you know, helped a lot, and his work is beautiful. So I think the chances that we get, like your wedding, to work together, it's just even more magical. Because on wedding day, it's not that we're different people, it's that we just have different focuses. And we work really well together in our home. So it just made sense that we'd also work really well together in the industry.
I like him better than you. Anyway.
Yeah, we know.
For me, I think that I was... When I came into this, I had an idea of what a wedding was, having been groomsman in several weddings, and seeing everything from like the very low key, low budget. Everybody just kind of showed up, and it kind of just fell into place, or didn't, or the one where I had a friend who had all types of like technological wonderment happening around the wedding. And so I came into it thinking I knew what a wedding entailed, and was quickly enlightened by both my bride and you that I actually had no idea what a wedding entailed. And in fact, like, had nothing but misconceptions. I was shocked at how much photography played a part in things. I was shocked at how much like the seating chart played a part in things. It seems like you have to do a lot of education when you're shepherding people through this. Where do you get the patience? Yeah, like in re-education, where do you get the patience? Where do you? Because I know myself, I was very puzzled and in a lot of ways annoyed at times by what was required of us. But at the end, it all came together and paid off.
Coffee, therapy, and Jesus. No. When you've done something that you truly enjoy over a number of years, it just doesn't feel like work. It feels like you are helping someone. So again, I talk to every client that comes through our doors before I hand them off to a coordinator or take them on myself. And I say like, hey, you have a 20-minute inquiry call with me. So yeah, you're going to learn about me and I'm learning about you, but use this opportunity to talk to someone about weddings, something that you don't know. And I try to include that in the email. So it's like, come with questions. But I've heard since my spiel is so good that they don't have questions at the end of it. So I feel like I've done my job. Yes, I was just like that.
small flex.
I think for me, it's truly just like I say like I think it's just maintaining that passion of helping individuals not overspend, because I see so many weddings on Instagram and, you know, the Knot and Wedding Wire, and I see a lot of people like just throw a shit ton of money out there, pockets to pay for things that, not saying you're going to do it yourself, like everything yourself, but there are ways that you can make it more economically friendly and just not wasteful.
So where's the wedding industry going? Because I know that for us, we did it in, I guess we would call it a non-traditional way, and you fit perfectly into our non-traditional method of doing things. You were just like right on time with when you come into the process and how you shepherd us for that last month all the way to the, over the finish line or across the broom, as you will. You see what I did there? You see the pun that I did? Anyway.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Where do you see it going? Like, are more people going to be aiming for less of the, our forefathers and mothers had, all of these elaborate, like, as you said, traditions are made by people who are gone. What's going to happen? What's going to be going forward?
I think we're going to continue to see the trend of less traditional weddings. I think everyone in the world is realizing that prices of things is just going up due to inflation, and that there truly is an art behind the entertainment and service industries that you need to compensate people for. So I truly believe that as more people get engaged, because weddings are unfortunately like funerals, they're always going to happen. More people are going to choose less traditional venues. So they'll do... Are you laughing at me?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I know. They'll do cocktail bars. They'll do their favorite restaurant as a buyout because everything is more inclusive. They'll look for things that truly bring them joy. They'll get married in a park and have their closest friends and family there, and then have a party at their favorite speakeasy, a year later. It's still going to be a wedding, so you'll still need to have a day of coordinator at least to kind of guide you through the process of, you want someone to be there to take pictures, but you didn't know what time to tell that person to start. Or you realize that you actually don't know how to read this contract and you see the term service fee and service charge and you're not sure what you're paying for. You need someone to still guide you through the process and hold your hand, but it won't be the traditional church wedding. It won't be the traditional hotel wedding unless you want that. It'll be what you want it to be. And I think the trend is now, do what brings you joy. If getting married here is not going to make you happy, you're not going to do it.
So you think you'll ever go full service?
Nah. I thought about it. I am doing a destination wedding, so it'll be fun to see how that adds into our services for next year.
Yo, let me come through. I'll be your helper monkey. I'd like hold the notebook and tell people where to stand.
No.
Selfish.
You would ask me
selfish
about how you need to hold the notebook, why you got to hold the notebook like this, and I don't want to hear it. So, for all you listeners, we travel, we go where you are. We're in Richmond, DMV, and Philly. And we will go to your destination wedding. So I think just realizing that our services are adaptable to any and all venues is super important. And I forgot the question.
The question is, how come you so selfish?
I don't think that's what it is at all.
I actually want to know...
will I ever go full planning?
Yes.
I think full planning just has a skill that I do not, where you're thinking of like more colors, stationery, design, how things look and feel. And I would rather a client tell me this is what they want, and I tell them here's the thing that they can do it with. I also just don't have the time to do full planning.
And so I guess moving with that line of thinking and questioning, like, where does Coordinator Collective go in the next 3 years, or what does it look like in the next 5 years? Like, what is your dream? Like, what is the forecast for you?
I want to do destination weddings. I want to take over this metropolis area of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I want to have a solid footing in Philadelphia. I want to be the economical option for clients planning their own wedding, realizing that your money can go far and you can truly enjoy your day by doing a little bit of the work yourself. It's empowering to say, I did the legwork of planning my own wedding, and then I had the team from the Coordinator Collective take over where I knew I wasn't supposed to, and I could just be present on my wedding day.
And I guess I love that. That's just like perfect. Who, I know you can't probably answer this. It's like picking children or picking your favorite handbag or picking lipstick. But like, what makes a memorable client, and why is your most memorable client us?
Y'all, don't be telling all our secrets. Truly, it's a vibe. You either, again, remember I do all of the inquiry calls, so you either know or you don't know that we're going to be a good fit. And I think, I don't know, but clients from the TCC family, we all have like a witty banter that is just fun. It's light, you know. And we have to correct Mr. KP because it wasn't 1 month of planning. I was on y'all for the past 3 months because we were doing a lot of moves. You know, there were a lot of transitions that were happening in your personal lives where you had to bring me into the conversation, right? So being transparent, being vulnerable, being honest with yourselves and with the person that, yes, you hired me, but it's like, we're spending a lot of time together. So I think those 3 factors definitely can help. So you feel like a part of a family. It's a good feeling.
KP, do you have another question? I have another question. Okay, so I'll ask the final question and wrap up here. So how can people find you? Tell people where to connect with you, where to find you, and all that good stuff. How they can connect with you.
Absolutely. So our website, www.thecoordinatedcollective.com. Coordinated and collective are spelled exactly how they're supposed to be. Our Instagram, very simple, at Day of Coordinators. We have a little link tree that will also direct you straight to our website where you can fill out an inquiry form. And then our CRM tool, Honeybook, will take care of the rest. I have a Facebook. I don't use it. So, if someone connects to me from Facebook, it might be a while before I get to it, but I eventually do get to it. I have a reminder on my phone that says check Facebook. And then we also have like a cute little YouTube where I really just post, where I do features. So I'm around.
All right, this was great. I'm gonna have to come to the grips with like understanding that you're part of my life, as much as I may not want it to be.
Thank you.
So
it took you a minute.
When's the next time you're coming back?
God willed it. Whenever you invite me, to be honest. I really like the idea of just like, rotating co-hosts. And then obviously we got to add that 4th chair of my husband, Cesario Mendez. Like, I'm not going to be able to hear the end of it. And
Fine.
then he's truly not going to believe that you like him more. So there's that.
I mean, I don't understand how that would be possible. He's clearly the better part of your duo.
Is he though?
100%.
First. So,
that's just because I know that man is busy. I know that man is busy.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Or am I really intentional with my time and I've already done all the things that I'm supposed to do today and I had extra time that I willingly gave to you.
Or, and hear me out here,
Just sleep on it.
you just use a lot of big
Mrs.
words
Yankee,
to
did you have a
justify your behavior. Anyway, we're going to just book you again with your better half. Notice the word I used before half. And yeah, we're going to do this again. I hope that people come with lots of questions. I hope that your husband comes with all of the like embarrassing stories too. That's the part I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, of course you are. You know.
I mean, yes. Also, I'm already planning the vow renewal. I'm just putting it out there. I'm already planning.
Girl.
So, I know. I'm just like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm already looking at the vow renewal stuff on TikTok. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, when does the clock start? So, you know, we may cut this out, but I'm just saying that. Okay, KP, you can go ahead and close out.
TikTok is what leads to so many problems in relationships.
I'm gonna stay out of married folks' business.
Look, go ahead and give all the how to reaches again, and plug anybody you want to plug, so that we can just next time. I'm not even gonna say goodbye. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna holler at y'all in a few weeks.
Aw, just admit it. You enjoy my company.
If there was a way to kick you out of this call without
working with me,
it looking like I was unprofessional, I would do that. I think the awkward silence says that it's time for us to go. So I want to say thank you. All jokes aside, you really helped us have one of the best days of our lives, and we could not thank you more.
My pleasure. You all made it easy.
You're amazing at your job, and if anyone out there is looking for I don't have a better way to say it. If anyone's looking for a shepherd to get from wherever you're wandering to the end of that happy, you sometimes you go to a wedding and the couple is less than happy. On the other side of I do, JL was just always around. She was always literally always around. I wanted her to go away, but she was always there for questions, and even if it was just getting everybody in formation. You see what I did there? I did throw one for your shirt. So she's the best, and I think we were both very happy, and clearly we're so happy we don't want to let her go. God, I don't know what's wrong with my life. But just thank you. And we can't say that enough. Thank you.
I truly appreciate it, and from the bottom of my heart, y'all are fantastic individuals. So it was truly a pleasure to be a part of your day and just to witness so much love around your unity, to everything that happened before, to everything that is about to happen. So, thank you.
I am going to cut that clip so that it only highlights how good I am.
As we all go back to our...
You just had to ruin it.
I know. I'm trying to keep us on course, but such is life. Me and Maria said
you can only do so much.
Thank you.
I knew it. I knew it.
Wait,
what?
This I must know before we go. What sign are you?
Okay.
Earth sign vibes. Earth sign fam. Earth sign fam.
I know.
Taurus,
I didn't even need to know.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
You guys just you make up things around
don't worry
these
about what it means. Just know who
weird
knows,
little names.
Those who know.
Just say that you're upset that you are not a part of it. Exactly. The fact that I'm just learning that he's a Sag, it just connects so many dots.
Sagittarius. That's a story for another day. And Earth sign, Earth fam,
I'm
we
just
know what's
looking
up.
at the screen in sadness.
That's all I got to say. All I got to say before I go back.
Yes, we are so grounded. Thank you, Mrs. KP. Thank you. I feel so seen.
See, this is full circle. This is the question I needed to know from the beginning, and I never asked because I forgot. But now that my mind is clear,
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, you realize we're no longer talking to you, KP? No, we don't.
I can't wait for your husband to join this pod.
Yes, that part.
All right. I don't know how to close this.
Is it inappropriate to say "stay black" at the end of this?
Thank you.